Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're really gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This is very impromptu for me. Alright, guys. So, it's the end of the month. We have 5 minutes. To be precise, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Thank you for joining me. If you are here, what is up, V Slim? I saw you. Yo, what's up? Share. I'm gonna be live only for, a little bit, not too long. I'm gonna get this monthly close in. We're just gonna go over it, and then we're just gonna be real quick and just wrap it up. So this is just going to be a short stream, kind of impromptu. I was just like, hey, it's the end of the month. Maybe I should hop up on a live stream. I was already recording a video prior to this, and so I'll be editing and uploading that later tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Like and subscribe, do that stuff that helps boost the YouTube algorithm, whatever it is. Just, yeah. So anyway, guys, how are you doing? Or one single person, but yeah. All right, so we're looking at the monthly close on Bitcoin. Now, why is this important? Well, back here in June, we closed at $19,949. In July, we closed at $23,315. In August, we are sitting at $20,049. $20,051. Now, is Bitcoin going to hold 20K in the next 2 minutes? That is the big question. And the fact that it did not come back down and close below this green candle right here, or this one right here, what does that mean? What's going to happen? So typically, this did engulf, take up a lot, eat up a lot of July's gains, right? And but before that, we came down pretty hard. And then we had, a little relief, and now we've come back down. But for several days now, ever since we've broken 20K, we've been able to maintain it and hold above it. So the question is it strong or is it not? Can we trust it or can we not? The trend, going just by the lows, is clearly up. And we are not currently going to have a close below June's close, right? And we also stay above this month right here. Now I'll go down into the lower time frames later. V Slim says, I'm okay, just getting off work for the day, heading home. Awesome. I just got home from work myself not too long ago. And yeah, it's good to be off work and good to be online. Now we have 21 seconds left. Here we go. What's it going to be? Are we going to have any crazy volatility to end the month? No. They just want to hold it, guys. The bulls just want to hold it. The question is it going to be a fake out? And we do have red, green, red. That's it. That was the close. Close. $20,053.18 per the Bitcoin index chart. So, closed above 20K. So what's next? That is the big question. We're already down 0.04, 0.05%. We're tumbling. We're tumbling. We're down $8 already on the new month. But the candle's green for some reason. But we're down. But the candle's green. Maybe TradingView is glitching, or maybe it's because I'm on a monthly chart. 100K tomorrow, V-Slim says. Yes, 100K tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go. It's just gonna go straight up there. 100K right here. Just one giant green candle all the way up to 100K. Wouldn't that just be amazing? It'd be amazing. All right, so one thing that I did want to point out while I was doing the stream is so we're looking at the monthly chart, right? And we're looking at all of Bitcoin's history. And I just noticed this like 15 minutes ago before I went live, and it's the whole reason why I went live. But really, I saw it and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go live, watch this monthly close, and then see what happens. So I've got the stochastics pulled up here, and for some reason I never thought to look at the monthly for the stochastics. Given history, if I just come up, grab a vertical line tool, and I just mark off the bottom, the very bottom of every bear market. So I'll go here. This one was 320, no, wait, very bottom to 106.50. $53? Ugh. It already come up at that point. That's the first bottom anyway. It had a double bottom. And then this bottom right here. So, in all of these instances, we're in. So the first one, we were at the beginning of the stochastics, at the bottoming of the stochastics. The second one, we had a double bottom that came in on the stochastics before it came in price action, interesting enough, which also, if you can see it, let me just zoom in real quick. This is probably important to point out, but this right here, oh, I forgot that I had the thing. All right, that right there, and then right here on the stochastics, you had a bullish divergence. They didn't show in the RSI, but the RSI is going to be much smoother on a monthly time frame. So that's just how that goes. But you can get divergences there. I'm not saying you can't, but probably a lot more with something that has a lot more price history. But anyway, getting a little lost in the weeds there. All right, so current price action. And each one of these also, this was a capitulative wick, or a candle anyway, capitulative candle. This one did come down quite a bit. This one actually had a capitulation candle right before the actual bottom came in the very next month. This one had a capitulative candle, had a second one, and that one probably shook a lot of people out right there. Come over here, capitulative wick, one move down, and then second move down, and that was the final one. Move this over. There was no wick on that one. So this one, the low actually came in on the candle prior to this. And this one's right in the middle of the stochastics. It's also right in the middle of the dip of the RSI that's below the 50. Just how right here, it was below the 50. It was in the middle of that dip. This one's probably doesn't have enough history to it, so we'll negate that one. Now, if I go ahead and mark off our current bottom, not saying it's the bottom, but mark off our current bottom, we're at the first spike on the stochastic. Now let me go ahead and zoom in on the stochastics. Let's shrink the RSI indicator so we can really see these stochastics well. All right, so we let me move this out of the way. And find trend line, there we go. So the stochastics have basically bounced off of a flat level of support, while at the same time the price action has generally gone up. So that's technically hidden bullish divergence, but it's weak. It's weak hidden bullish divergence. And that is why I believe what we are in store for is if we go back and we look at all these times the ending phases came in, there was a period where it was almost dead before it took off, right? You see it right there in 2011 and 2015. Let's just make this a little bigger so it looks more prominent. We go sideways. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months after the bottom came in. You get your double bottom. 7 months. Okay, so keep that in perspective. So just because we may have already bottomed, and the fact that we are holding 20K pretty well, leads me to believe that and among a lot of other things, and stochastics being completely bottomed out, and the RSI being the lowest it's ever been on the monthly time frame and on the weekly time frame, it just leads me to believe that the bottom is most likely in. However, and we can look at this one too. This one had a pretty long period of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months until you break out of the structure there. Then you have this big capitulation, but we all know what that was. Let's bring up the RSI again. I want to see this. Now see, you could have spotted on the monthly even this right here. You have a pretty hard divergence on the monthly chart for Bitcoin right before, the bear market began. So you could have known, all right, we've got a massive, the angle is what matters to me. And this was a hard, sharp angle. This one was even slightly up. If it was flat, I would still consider this a pretty strong bearish divergence, which on the monthly chart you should treat it as that anyway. Not financial advice. It's a monthly chart. You have a lot of data, so there's a lot of data for these indicators to work through and to show and to present to you. So you get like more of a truth almost the higher you go in the time frames. So with that said, so we're up to 20,114. 20,114 so far in the new month. And if I come over here and I say, hey, we've already bottomed. Well, that's cool. That means we could also just do this for another 6 to 18 months if we go through a depression. If we go through depression, then we will set new lows. No doubt about it. But that might not happen. So we can just sit here, maybe just jump around a little bit up and down, left and right, and then break out. So who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We won't know. That's way far into the future. So we can just go ahead and see what we're looking at the moment. Ooh, still have my drawing tool on. I'm going to come in. Accumulation time is right, VSlim. Accumulation time is absolutely 100%. Especially if we're just going to get stuck in this range, and I can just go ahead and draw it out. There's the top. There's the bottom. I would probably going to do, make sure we got 3 connections. So we do have touches down here, 3 touches. I like the rule of 3. So let's do 3 touches at the top. This is the lowest high, so yeah, yep, that'll work. So yeah, I don't want to negate that because those candles did. I don't want to negate the bodies. Yeah, I'd still have 3 touches, so that's cool. All right, so now this could just be our accumulation range. I mean, we might have a breakout, maybe go up to that 28K and then come back down into the accumulation range. I could see that happening. It is possible, of course, for us to break out of this range and come down, visit the lows, sweep the lows. I'm going to have to bring my stochastics back down. Come back down, sweep the lows, and then come back up into the accumulation range, and then move on. So, that is kind of it's not really a forecast because I didn't say which way we're going to go because I can't give you that answer, and I don't think anybody can give you that answer. I think we have found the bottom, but I also believe we're going to go through several months of accumulation, and it's going to be a difficult road to navigate for sure. For sure, it's going to be difficult. But what you do in these times, if you're a trader, what you can do is you can exploit the ranges and the trends. So I showed this in a video the other day. We have these trends. Well, really, on an uptrend, you want to touch the bottoms. So we're going to do that. So you have, starting from, we did finally come up and make like an upwards trajectory. I mean, this was still upwards a little bit, but then we really started going. So when you're trading trends, you want to make sure you want to get your bounces, and you want to make sure you are setting higher highs and higher lows. With an upwards trend, once you start seeing price action start to kind of stall out like this, you want to start looking for the reversal of the trend. And then you get your reversal of the trend. Let's go by the candle bodies. And then you just wait for the pullback, if there is one, or the break of the previous trend. Like if you got in right here where we're coming up and then we break that trend, and then we come up and we hit our head here, and then we come down and we set a new low right here, that would be, to me, a good entry point, because we've broken one trend and then we've come up and tested a new trend right here. So we break it, come up, test it, and then we break down. And then it goes sideways, hits that trend line, and then breaks down again. Now it's coming up, it's butting up against the trend line again, and this is the third time. If we go from the bump 1, 2, and 3, so now it is kind of like, all right, are we gonna, I mean, it's hitting its head up against it like it just wants to fall again, to be quite frank. But also this is kind of somewhat of a diamond pattern, maybe? So this could be a trend reversal, which if we're in a downtrend, this could pop up and continue and break the trend. So that's what I would be looking for in Bitcoin. I'd be looking for it to come up out of here, come down, either test this and then bounce, or come down and test this line and then bounce. That's what I would be looking for. And then my entry on that would be if I come up and I come down, I get my bounce, I come up, I set a new high, I come down, and then I'm wanting to enter on this pullback. And then I take advantage of the third move up, which might even end right there or wherever the last level of support was. So you want to make sure you get a good entry, and you make sure you want to set your take profits. That's just a quick and easy trade in a move, a pretty simple move. And what you're wanting to look for oftentimes is something that looks like this. Let me draw this real quick so I can turn this down. There we go. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Delete. All right, so oftentimes you got your uptrend. It looks like this. And then you kind of have the downtrend that starts to form. And you have like a rounded top. Either you have a head and shoulders, or maybe even have a double top, or any type of other form of reversal pattern. But leading up to that, you have your higher lows being created. And what you want to do is you want to try and enter at one of these lows where it's hitting the trend line and bouncing off and jumping in the trade, setting your entry, setting up your long position if you're going long. So it just bounced off of the trend line. I want to go long. I'm going to set my stop loss just below the low, the most recent low, and I'm going to go up 2 to 1, which it'll show right there, 2 to 1. Then my next target hit, my target hits, great. Then it comes back down. We're still on the trend line. It bounces again. Let me go ahead, get back in, 2 to 1. Let's bring this up just below that. Bring my stop loss up. Bring my take profit up, 1.98. It hits again. Good job. Then I notice we break the trend line. And then we come up and we bearishly backtest that trend line. And then we fall down. But we haven't created a new low. We come up. Oh, we don't create a new high. So now we're kind of stuck. And this is where you've got to figure out, all right, what's the, well, you don't really have to figure out. What you know is that, all right, either it needs to create a higher high or it needs to create a lower low. And then you also want to start marking off the possible trend lines. Once you get down to a certain point, like if you bounced off of here, you came down, okay, now you have a new low. Now you come up and you bounce. Go ahead, enter your short, get your 2 to 1, and hold that 2 to 1, by the way, until it hits. If it doesn't, then your stop loss will get hit. That's called risk management, but it should work most of the time, a majority of the time. There we go. That's the correct verbiage. So if you come down, create that new low, hit off the trend line, come down into the trade, set your trend line, see where it could possibly go next, comes down, doesn't hit your take profit, comes up, hits the downward trend, and then bounces off. All's good. You're still in your trade. Now you could actually probably move your stop loss up to here and then maybe push your take profit just a little bit further. I wouldn't go too crazy. Maybe just like one more point. But for sure, or at least move your stop loss up to your take profit if it breaks your take profit. So if it breaks your take profit, move your stop loss up to your break profit. And if it keeps going and you could get a little extra, then and close the trade whenever you want, awesome. Or wherever you think that next bottom might be. It might be the next support level at that point. If you've already rolled over this much, you're 75% taking 75% back of this previous price action, then maybe it's going to keep going and you're going to get that full 100%, that full recovery of that previous move. So you can let that fly, put your stop loss. And this is where, if you think it's really coming down and then it breaks that support, then you could move that. I would even do it probably starting sooner, probably once we've passed the stop loss, and then we get another bounce off of a downward trend line that just keeps going. You do what's called a trailing stop loss. And that's just where every time it moves up a little bit, you just keep moving your stop loss, following the price action. And you just keep going and going and going until your stop loss gets hit. And then, hey, all profit. Every single one of it was profit, and you were able to add on to that profit by trailing the price action with your stop loss. And because you knew that no matter what, you were going to make the profit. So that's what you did. So you trailed with your stop loss. Price just kept going. Happy days. Happy days, as Tina would say from Traders Reality. So yeah, that's just a little quick lesson, maybe. Hopefully you gained something from that. So yeah, Bitcoin held 20K. That's awesome. Now we just wait for the unemployment news, and we'll see if that will be the catalyst that sends Bitcoin either back down to the lows to sweep those one last time before it comes back up, or if it's just going to go up from here. We'll find out together, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.